Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa, and I am the Family Consumer Science Agent with the UT Extension in Roane County. If you are new to our Facebook page, I encourage you to go back and watch previous videos and search other posts to get some great information. I post on Wednesdays either a video or a post with some information that I want to share that hopefully will either educate you, entertain you, or give you some kind of idea or some feedback for something that maybe you're possibly interested in. We use our Facebook platform as a way to let you know of classes that we have coming available, and it's another way for us to communicate with you guys to see what kind of needs that you're looking for and how we can meet those needs. So, for today's Wellness Wednesday, we are going to talk about saving money in the grocery store. So first, let's take a little survey and see who likes to save money. So raise your hand if you like to save money. I definitely do. No matter what your income level is or what your financial status is, saving money is something good for all of us. It's great to stay within your means and to have a little extra for other things. If we can save in one area, then we can expand in another area or build a savings or put money towards something that we don't always have the resources to do. So our first step is to budget. So budgeting, no matter what your income level, is a very important tool to do. If you do not know how to budget, basically what you do is you write down all of the income that you know that you have available. And then you write down on another list all of the things that you know that you have to pay for, whether that is utilities, mortgage, a rent payment, groceries, daycare, school clothes, whatever the need is for that month, write it down and see where you stand. Then you can subtract the things that you know that you need from the amount of money that you have coming in, and that can help you to form your budget. Now, some months I have more needs than I have income, so then I have to tweak my budget. So we always need to be mindful of what our budget is and the amount of money that we have set aside for groceries, and we want to try to stick to it or to stay under budget, meaning we spend less than we had set aside on paper to spend on our groceries. Our second tip is to meal plan. Meal planning is something that I try to do weekly. It definitely helps me stay focused on my budget goals and to know that I have what I need for the entire week. I don't really particularly enjoy time at the grocery store, so I do try to make my trips as minimal as possible, meaning I like to take care of it once a week and not have to run back 2 or 3 times during the week. So I meal plan and know what I have, what I intend to make for the week, and I make sure that I'm able to get those groceries. The third tip is to shop your pantry, your fridge, and your freezer before going to the grocery store. So I have been to the grocery store before, and I come home and I put food away, and then I'm like, oh, I already had a jar of mayonnaise, or I already had a jar of peanut butter. So now I have learned that just takes a few minutes, and it makes it so much easier to look into the cabinets in the fridge and freezer and see what I already have available. That too is another way of saving money, because although those may be food resources that I would at some point consume, possibly they could not be purchased yet, save myself some money at the moment, And what if I had too much of one thing? Then some things could go bad, and then that's just money in the garbage can. So always check your freezer, refrigerator, and cabinets before you go, and make sure that you're not buying a duplicate of something. Also, the next tip is to consult your social calendar. This sounds sort of like a funny tip, like what does that have to do with going to the grocery store? But you might know that you have a dinner coming up, or that you have plans with someone to have dinner with them, and so you might be planning for a meal that you're not even going to be home to eat. So I try to eat with my mom some, so I don't really plan for every single night of the week, because I know maybe I'll eat with her, or maybe I'm going to make a chicken casserole and it's going to last me for a few days, so I will be eating some leftovers. So I don't need to plan to cook supper for a night or two that I intend on finishing up a pot of soup or something. Also, the next tip is to clip and click on coupons. So a lot of coupons have gone digital. So if you have a grocery store little key fob tag that hangs off your keychain, you can shop ahead online for coupons and click them. So download them to your little grocery store tag when they scan it, and you can get coupons that way. You can still clip coupons. There's coupons on the bottom of receipts. And there's lots of deals to be had with coupons, and there is lots of money to save. That is one aspect that I need to work harder on, is utilizing coupons. But that being said, just because you have a coupon for something, if you really don't need it, or really or only purchasing it because it's a good price, you might not use it, well then it doesn't make sense to use the coupon then. My suggestion is to use the coupons for things that you know you have to have, that you know you'll use, that you were intending to buy anyway. The next tip is to shop the sales. So when I was out on my own to begin with, I completely did all my grocery shopping from the sale ads, and I still yet try to stick to the sale ads quite often because there's money to be saved there. Also, if you don't grab the flyer going in or look online ahead of time, then there's oftentimes sale tags on the grocery store aisles, so just look to see what is on sale. Something may be on sale that you didn't have on your list, that you didn't have meal planned into. So if ground beef was on a really good sale and I wasn't planning to have ground beef this week, then I'm going to probably pick up the ground beef and take chicken off the list, or swap a meal out to get that sale price. And that being said, if you know where there is some ground beef on a really good sale, let me know. It's a little pricey right now. The next tip is to go generic. So when we think about food at the grocery store, we often sometimes think about the brand that we see on TV, or the brand that's advertised a lot, or all of those foods in a generic label are just as good as the foods in a marketed label. Those products are paying extra money to have commercials, to have fancy packaging, to have ads in magazines and newspapers and online. So we have to pay for that, and that trickles down into our price for what we're going to pay for that can of soup. But if I bought the store brand of that can of soup, then I'm getting the same product, just with a different label on it. So shop generic when you can. I know there may be some things that you're like, no, I'm gonna get this particular brand, and I'm that way about a few things too. but about 85% of the time I do try to buy the generic brand, because at the end of the day, that's more money in my pocket and expands my budget a little further. The next tip is to stick to your list. I try to always go to the grocery store with a list. Sometimes I have forgotten my list and I'll turn around and come back and get it. Or another little quick tip about your grocery list is I keep an ongoing list on my refrigerator, and when I use something up, then I write it down on the list, so I will replace it if it's a staple item that I use often. And then I periodically will take a picture of my grocery list with my phone, because I might forget my grocery list, but I rarely ever forget my phone. So then I at least have a partial list accessible and easy for me to use. And also, sticking to our list helps us stay on budget and stay on task. If I went into the store without a list and just sort of think it out in my head, then I'm probably going to forget something that I needed to get. I'm probably going to buy some things that I didn't really intend to get. And it's very easy to sway away from your budget without a list. So definitely consider the list. The next tip, I'm sure you guys have heard this before, to eat before you shop. That is such a good thing to do. Or do not shop hungry. Or shop on when you're satisfied and you're not feeling hunger pains and looking around and just wanting some instant gratification as soon as you get out the grocery store. So if you eat before you shop, then you're more likely to stay on task with what you're doing, to shop from your list, to budget your shopping trip. If I go in there hungry and then I happen to see the double stuffed Oreos, which I don't typically buy, then I'm probably going to grab them, and possibility I'll eat 2 or 3 Oreos on my way home. Telling on myself a little bit, so I try to never go to the grocery store hungry. Also, the next tip is to shop when you have time to shop. I don't particularly like going to the grocery store, but I do know I don't like running into the grocery store 2 or 3 times a week, even more than I don't like going that one day and trying to get it all done. So go when you have time, when you can really think about it when you're in there. You have time to see what items are on sale. You can read labels, make sure that you're getting the things that fit your physical needs and your dietary needs. When you have time to spend in the grocery store, then you're likely to have more success in the grocery store. And lastly, the other tip I have for you is to always track your expenses. So when I leave the grocery store, I check my receipt again. I compare it to where my budget is. If I am the second weekend, my second grocery trip for the month, I plan for 4, then I assume that I should be at about halfway through my grocery budget. Now, if I was extra smart shopping and got some good bargains and deals and tried to eat some leftovers, then I may even be under budget, which is awesome. That's always great. So then I could throw that money to another bill, or try to save it somehow. Or it's always great to come under budget. What's not great is to go over budget. So always track your expenses so you can see, well, I did spend about $15 more than I meant to, so I'm going to roll that into next week's, and next week I have about $15 less to spend. Just helps you stay on track. And one more tip, I said that was the last tip, but I have one more, and that is when you are spending extra time in the grocery store, when you have time to shop, is to compare the unit pricing on products. This is something I had never even considered. I had seen the unit price labels at the grocery store for years, and I sort of really just thought that they were there for the employees for some reason. But they're there for us, you guys. The unit pricing labels are fantastic. So they're on all of the shelves where the food products are that are packaged, that are prepackaged. So they are not on produce or in the bakery. But if I was going to buy a can of corn, I could look at one particular brand and see the unit pricing, and then I could see another brand and see its unit pricing. And the difference could be maybe one can is an 8-ounce can and one can is a 10-ounce can. Well, it's sort of hard to compare the prices because the 10-ounce can has more corn in it though than the 8-ounce can does. So how could I really do the math to know what I'm paying for? So the way you do the math is you read the unit pricing label. So they are on all prepackaged foods on the shelf, not on the food itself. But so for instance, it'll say can A, and I'm just throwing some numbers out here. It'll say like can A is 23.4 cents an ounce. Well, can B, which has a little bit more, 2 ounces more corn in it, it might say it is 22.5 cents an ounce. So I'm actually paying less. That can itself might cost a few cents more because it has 2 more ounces in it, but I am paying less per ounce or less per pound or whatever the unit is. That's why it's called unit pricing. So it's a great little tool that the grocery stores offer us. It is not only on groceries, it's on products, laundry detergents, cleaning products, toilet paper. It's on a lot of things. So I definitely encourage you next time you're at the grocery store to look for the unit pricing and pay attention to that. There has been some instances where I used to think the more you buy, the better deal you get, but that's not always the case. If you think about prepackaged applesauces, if they come in little containers, they're easy and convenient to throw in a lunchbox. If you buy a big jar of applesauce and compare the unit pricing, I bet you're probably going to see that it's double the price per ounce for the individually packaged products. But we don't know until we check out the unit pricing labels. So don't take my word on that. But there is some grocery tips there for you guys. If you all have any ways to save money at the grocery store, please add it to the comments. I would love to know what they are. I love to learn. I love to share information with people. And I love to save money. So if you have something that you want to share, then please share that. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please like and share it. Join our UT Extension Roane County Facebook page by following us. And if you have any questions whatsoever, you are welcome to message me, to leave something in a comment. You can email me at lmcmah10@utk.edu, and I will answer your questions as best I can. Hope everybody has a great and wonderful Wednesday, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.